Welcome back to this channel. In today's devlog we are going to talk about some major bug fixes and some new things that have been added in the last 2 months. Yeah, but for those that are new here, Zevura is basically a top-down roguelike game. It's about fighting against enemies and it will now have some story involved. I mean, let's say it that way. I at least wrote down a small prototype of the story, but that's literally just 3 sentences. And you are completely right, it isn't done yet, but with this approach we are able to create a level tree, and this will help me to have a basic overview of the entire game later on. I'm not going to leak the story design, but for anyone who is interested, it will have something to do with aliens. I also want to change my way of working on the project, because I want to stay more organized and write, for example, all the items in the table down. This will be very useful when I will add more items to the game, and you may notice that we only had 3 item types before, but this time I added a skill item, but I will go into detail later on. So first things first, let's start with the boss room. I finally finished up the boss, which we created in the last video.
Wait. But haven't you finished it up in the last video?
Yes, but no, I actually forgot about one state, the healing state. So now the missing healing state is added and it makes the spider go to a random position and there the enemy is able to heal itself. And I also fixed a bug which made the spider attack us when it was in this uncontinuous stage. So now we don't have to be scared to get any closer to the spider. And these small changes make the boss battle feel even better than before. After fixing most of the bugs in the boss room, it had time to do something more interesting than fixing my trash code. But first let's switch to the normal level. You might notice that you have like endless lives in the game. You just can't die, yeah, and that's not cool. So what if you just add a simple that animation? Yep, and that's already looking better. At the moment you will respawn in the same level, but in the future you will respawn in a small village. From there on you will be able to go fighting against enemies or go upgrading your character or your weapons. In other words, this will be like a small lobby. Having this done, I had to upgrade the UI, especially the minimap area. The minimap is now showing the position of the player, and the old minimap textures got an upgrade, and they are now showing the actual room layout. I additionally added a small exit door icon, which is placed right above the exit of the room, and this feature makes rushing to levels by far cleaner. To make the minimap area even more full, I also added an empty box where all your skills/powers are displayed. At the moment there are only 3 added, the compass, googles and the teleporter. But to keep it short, the compass is showing towards the exit to the next biome, the googles are showing useful information about the enemies, they will be more useful in a boss fight rather than on a normal enemy, and the teleporter will teleport you back to the spawn. All of the skills get activated by a button press, so you need to hold the button down to use the power. I still need to improve some animations of these skills, but for now they do their job. You may wonder how you will get these. So my idea were that you can earn them through doing puzzles or other quests. But that's still not 100% sure, so I might scrap that idea. And as you might notice, in the last videos we had 2 more skill slots, but I removed them because I don't want to make the game too easy. I also added some coin and bullet animations to the UI. They get played when you pick the sort of item up. Previously you had endless arrows for your bow, but this changed. I finally added a bullets counter, so you now need to have some ammunition to shoot. And when you have none, a red bullet animation is played. All of this gives an overall polish to the UI. Afterwards updating the UI, I also made the destructible objects drop more and better stuff. This is done using the sinus and cosinus functions, which I absolutely learned at school. I mean, I at least remember them, right? No, I actually forgot how to use them, but thankfully I relearned them, how to use them pretty quick, so that weren't a problem anymore. And as being said, I used them to create an invisible circle, and then I made them fly to a random position within the circle. To make the illusion that the dropped item is flying, I added a round shadow under it. That way, picking out items in general feels more comfortable. The next thing to do in the scene is to fix all the bugs with the inventory system, because at the moment everything is collapsing and that isn't good at all. For example, you can drop endless items, which don't even make sense. So let's debug this. Debug.log the current weapon plus our current weapon. Looking great so far. So let's execute this.
Why the hell isn't that working?
So you might already notice where this is going. I mean, it took me roughly 4 days of debugging and fixing all the bugs I encountered. And one thing that I can say is that I wasted a lot of time rewriting the scripts, and this wasn't fun at all. At least the code is more readable than before, so fixing bugs in future shouldn't be as that hard. And since we are already fixing bugs, why not cleaning up my project even more? I have actually redone some scripts and have written clean code that every person on the planet could read. And I also recreated my old further structure of the project. This does nothing when it comes to gameplay performance, but it helps me to be more productive, since I don't waste time on searching for graphics or other files. The only thing left to do in this level is to record some sound effects and to compose some background music, but that's probably for the next one. Anyways, till then, bye bye.